Day Dawns ARKS! Welcome everyone to your weekly Phantasy Star Online 2 podcast, recorded live on March 22nd, 2020. I am one of your hosts, PrinceBrightstar, and with me is Xance21. Say hello.
Hello there. How's it going?
Winsock unfortunately couldn't be with us today, but we wish him well and hope they'll be with us next week. So, we're about 5 days into the North American Open Beta test, and what we thought we'd do to open today is go over our impressions of the Open Beta so far. What kind of progress we've made, what we were expecting that didn't make it in yet, and other impressions. Since Winsock and Xance have gone first in the prior 2 episodes, I will start off. So, first off, the servers have been rock solid from what I've seen. There haven't been any hitches, although I've been streaming in the dead of night, so that has helped to lessen the server load. I also had several goals set for myself that I wanted to accomplish when the servers came up. I wanted to get at least 2 classes to level cap, which I have accomplished now with Hunter and Summoner.
Rats.
I had unfinished business with the Glacial Machinery Extreme Quest, which at this point I have now full cleared all 3 extreme quests. I wanted to get get to 1,000 gamer score, which I finished up last night. And lastly, I wanted to see how many titles would be considered to be the highest for the time being, which is 250, and I am about 35 titles off of that for right now. So, as you can imagine, I have been busy.
Yeah, I can tell. Jeez.
Yeah, I tried to warn you up front
a lot more
here.
busy than me. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a busy time for me. I was not expecting to do 2 15-hour streams this week. So that's part of what caused that to happen, or at least get me pushed quite a ways away. And a lot of it was because I got raided as I was trying to wrap up the show twice. So yeah, so I given the size of the audience that were coming in, I was like, no, I can't end now. So I went for another couple of hours after that. But yeah, that's it's been. What I have also noticed is the same bug I noticed last time, whereby I can't roll from one button on my mouse to another button. Still has not been fixed yet, and I don't know if that's actually a problem with the game or if that's a limitation of the Xbox One hardware.
Yeah, and something I've noticed is where I can't bring up the escape menu while walking, and that annoys me.
I've noticed that as well, but what ends up happening is it actually brings up the run chat macro system or something like that when I try to do it like that. So, yeah, it's I'm not even. That's something I haven't even seen before on the Japanese side for the PC version, so I'm not exactly sure what the cause of that is. The other thing, and this is partially my fault, but also something that Sega really needs to have a fix for at this point, is the fact that when it comes to the ports on the Xbox, you only get 3 ports. And I've got now connected to it an SSD to load faster. I have my mouse, which is connected to one USB port. And then I have my keyboard, which is connected to the 3rd port. Unfortunately, I've got a regular keyboard, which is a silent keyboard. And then my mouse is a Logitech Pro Gaming mouse, which doesn't use the same adapter as the regular keyboard does. So that means I'm unable to plug in my Xbox controller anymore. And
this thing.
Yep, exactly. And you need to have your Xbox controller on all the time, or else it won't let you do anything in game.
And that is annoying.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I've had to resort to setting a basically a flashing light to go off every 10 minutes on my screen to remind me to just briefly touch the controller. It doesn't always work, but it's at least I'm at least cognizant of it, that I need to occasionally just touch the controller, and it's occurred even when I've been in battle and I've gotten knocked down, and I'm pretty sure it was the cause of a death at one point as well.
Oh, fun.
But even worse than that, there is a bug that I've discovered. Under certain circumstances, when you go to reactivate your controller, and this may be unique for my situation, or it could actually be happening even without a keyboard and mouse connected. If you go to turn your controller back on, I've had the game freeze on me twice. Like, the game just hard quit back out to the Xbox menu. That's not good.
Now, I assume that people who are just playing with controller probably won't have an issue like that.
Yep.
But they could if they briefly turn the controller off to then take a small break, then come back, and then the game freezes like that. That would be a big issue.
Yep. Or they just they forget to or just simply don't turn the console off during the evening or whatever the situation may be. So yeah, regardless, that's actually a major bug, and it's happened to me not just only during an urgent quest. It also happened to me while I was just there in the lobby trying to check my bank out, where the game just froze up on me. And I don't know if it's like a ticking time bomb sort of situation, whereby the longer you have the Xbox turned on that you're going to run into the situation, or if it could just simply happen randomly regardless of how long the system's been on for before you started the game. So
I don't know. I haven't run into that issue personally, but the thing is that I always have my controller plugged in, so.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so you're kind of lucky in that respect.
Oh yeah, very lucky. But yeah, I wish there was an option to just make it to where, okay, you're playing with a keyboard, so you don't have to have the controller on. It's really annoying.
Agreed, and I don't know.
I think that's something through Microsoft that needs to change. I don't know though.
It seems silly because when you actually look at what happens when the controller gets into that state where it turns off, you can still use your mouse to move your cursor around and click on things. It just simply does not actually let you click that box away that says that the controller has the connection to the controller has been lost. So if they allowed you to just click that box away, everything would be fine.
Yep.
And I've also got to say something about the and I understand that they're trying their hardest, and I've kind of put them in an unusual situation here. The GM team, I brought this up to them on the forum, and I included in my post about the situation that they're inside of a link that they had provided previously to another user. I put that link inside my post, and when they replied back to me, they actually put the exact same link that I had put earlier in my own post to them, saying, hey, I had looked at this already, but it doesn't work for my situation. So, unfortunately, it's something that's probably going to require developer intervention to actually fix here. I understand that it's beyond their level to fix something like that. They can only do so much. So that's probably gonna be the next stop for me to actually submit a ticket on this thing. But other than that, it's the game has been going really, really well. Aside from seeking out 250 titles, the other thing I'm trying to collect up at this point are 400 of the unique weapon badges. That's what I need now to finish up my my lightning espada sword, which I've got at a grind of plus 34 now, and I just need one more to get it to plus 35.
I wish there were jet boots as part of those weapons, but at least they're soaring blades.
I hadn't even realized that was missing.
Yeah, because I like using jet boots more so as a bouncer than I do soaring blades. Just let me use my boots. I want to kick things.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully they do introduce something soon. Something I was kind of curious in seeing was that there, aside from what's in the Extreme Quest, there are other drops that are dropping now, and that includes the Psyche unit set. If you have to remember those.
I don't remember those at all.
So they were basically the meta units that existed until around the time of episode 4 when 12-star units were introduced.
Oh. Huh.
So I've already got myself one of the legs, and now I'm looking towards getting the back and the arm piece for that.
Do you know where they drop?
They drop off of the Super Hard, and I'm not sure if this is Super Hard AQ or just regular Super Hard. The Super Hard rare boss from the Daybreak province, Ginagunagan.
Okay. I'll have to look at the units I have, because I do have a good amount of units, especially 10-star units that I need to look at, but I do need to get myself some 11-star units.
I would recommend the Extreme Quest. That's where I've been finding mine.
Alright. I just need to not get hit. Like, that's my biggest problem.
Yeah, I found that going in as Hunter Summoner into that and having Automate definitely helped out. Plus grabbing a Guts Drink as I started to hit like floor 50 or so.
Plus, being a summoner, you're able to use techniques, so...
Yep.
Hey, Megaverse. Megaverse is so good.
I haven't actually even been using Megaverse. I only just got that like yesterday. I've just been using Rest when I could.
That's using Megaverse is part of my kit with a bouncer, because I got hit. All right, pop a Megaverse, kick one thing and full health. There you go.
Yep. That's the power of Megaverse, and that's why they had to start nerfing that at points like with Omega Masquerade and such.
Well, even then, Megaverse is still extremely good against Omega Masquerade, but with Omega Masquerade, once you got into the hundreds of tiers, any hit was an insta-kill if you didn't have Iron Will, so it didn't matter at that point.
Exactly. 999,999 damage on that last stage was just... That was
999. Oof. Well, you just dodged everything.
Yep. And the reward was, what, an accessory, I think?
Yep.
So,
not the best, but it's still pretty good. You can flex on people.
True.
I want to do that once Masquerade's available on NA. That'll be a lot of fun.
Well, we'll have to see how long it actually takes for them to get all the content out. I did also take the time. I didn't watch everything, but anytime there was like a new character that came up in the story, or if there was like a really important event that came up, I did take the time to watch the scene. But for the most part, I was skipping through the story to get to the end of episode 3, and I do have episode 3 completed. There's a thing that says go to episode 4, and when I click on that, it doesn't open up. So yeah, we are gated to episode 3 at this point.
Even though we can tell that stuff from up to episode 6 is in the game, it's just gated.
Yep. And what I would say regarding the voice actors is sort of in the early part of episode 1, and even a little bit into early episode 2, the direction isn't exactly where it needs to be just quite yet. But after that point, things really do start to come together for the cast. A lot of the voices that they picked up after that point were really, really good. I love the performance that came out of Maria. She had just the right level of elderliness in her, and yet still was able to, act as she needed to put on a good show. The voice of young Zeno is hilariously bad. It's like the stuff of legends.
Is it as bad as Sonic Adventure?
So it's like so bad it's good.
Boy, that Sonic Adventure right there.
Yep.
Oh boy. Or is it on the level of Universe with Ethan Wabber's voice acting?
Nah, I wouldn't say it was like that. I would say it's like it's gonna hit you as soon as you hear it the first time. It's
Oh boy.
let's see. I also noticed at one point it seemed like they actually replaced Persona's voice actor, and they did not remove the old actor's lines, because it's like, there's several scenes that happen in early, where was it? In episode 2, whereby his voice is like really light. That's not the right word. It's got treble in it. It's to speak from like a musical stance, and then when you actually get into a fight towards the end of episode 2, and you compare the voice that's there in the fight is actually much lower, and then that much lower voice actually shows up then in episode 3. So I think what happened is they replaced the actor who was doing episode 2. Either that or it's the same guy, and it was like across 2 different recording sessions.
Huh. I don't know personally if I could tell, because I have yet to play through all the story. I'm still on chapter 2 of episode 1.
Gotcha.
But I'll play through the story this week probably. I've been focusing on filling up my other character slots and starting leveling them, but it's very interesting.
Yep, I've put together 2 alts at this point, but they're just bank at this point. Essentially, I ran out of space and I had to do something quick.
Yeah, because crafting isn't in yet.
Yep. Anti-synth.
Nope.
And it's funny with crafting. The only reason that I can think of that it's not in the game is the fact that basically new type crafting didn't exist until basically there's no new type crafting for anything less than 13-star weapons, essentially. And since there's like only so many 13-star weapons at this point, it kind of makes sense, because they wouldn't want you to overpower everything else in the game for the next 2 or 3 years, essentially.
Yeah, true. Basically, because right now I see most people running with 12-star weapons. Very few times do I see some 13-star weapons being used.
Yep, and those 12-star weapons, those Sigma weapons that we've been seeing, I've been informed that those actually came...
The all-type, yeah, the all-class weapons.
Yeah, I've been informed
Like
that those actually come from Phantasy Star Online 2S, actually. So...
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this is looking like another nail in the coffin that we're not going to be getting PSO2S, unfortunately.
Which I'm fine with. I am fine with, honestly. I don't like mobile games, and that's a big thing with me. But if we're getting all the stuff from S in NA without S, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, and then of course, who knows if we're going to be getting Idola either, which was actually...
Which again, I'm fine with.
The only reason I bring it up is the fact that was one of the sources for getting star gems on a weekly basis for me on the Japanese side. And then PSO2S also had the function of letting you know when an urgent quest was coming up, either 15 or 16 minutes before it actually happened. So the question is Sega going to actually implement anything like that on like the official website, or maybe through like a Twitter or something?
Probably through the official website.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how that all plays out. Yeah, that's pretty much most of my impressions at this point. I mean, the only other thing I'll say is that because of how well I know the game, basically after I leveled up Hunter, I then switched my main over to Summoner, and I started doing other classes as my sub. And what ended up happening was I realized that the damage that was coming off of my all-class 13-star weapon was actually more than any of my pets were doing. So I've quite literally just been swinging normal attacks with my sword, not having access to photon arts, and just doing more damage than anything else.
Oh, wow. That's hilarious.
Yeah, so that's how unbalanced this game can be at points.
Wait, is the Lightning Espada an all-class?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that. I'm going to look into that then.
Yeah,
because that'll make leveling up some other classes extremely easy.
Yep. And then either the way I was able to make that work early on with everything was because of Summoner, the way that their tree is set up. If you go to their all defense section, there is where it gives you all that melee range and tech defense. It also gives you dex in there as well. So when you fill out both of those sections, it gives you 100 dex. And then from there, of course, you could do a dex mag or something if you wanted it even earlier.
I am already making a dex mag on my main character.
Gotcha. So then you might be pretty close to equipping that thing then.
Yeah. Oh boy.
But yeah, why don't you talk about some of your impressions at this point?
So far, I've been really enjoying it. Yeah, a lot of the fast leveling that is in JP is not fully in NA yet. We don't have the EXP featured quest. The overabundance of EXP tickets isn't there yet. And a lot of the ARKS missions that gave a crap ton of experience points isn't there yet. But we still have a good amount that makes it to where you can easily get up to level 20 in less than an hour on an alt character, or even on a main character. It doesn't take that long to get to level 20. And so far, I've been enjoying it. I haven't done as much as you have, PrinceBrightstar, but I have gotten at least Bouncer up to 75, and I have Hunter at 56. I really need to work on that, but I've been working on getting my Bouncer X cubes first while leveling up Braver as a subclass, which I almost have that at 55, so I can start leveling that. And then I've been using other time on my other characters. I got one other character that will be specifically on striking, so I'll be leveling him up as a hunter and a fighter. Then another character is a force technic and summoner, and then fourth character, I spent my 500 AC to get a fourth character, a cast, will be my ranger and gunner. So far everything's been going pretty smooth. I haven't had the issues where you would freeze up like you have, PrinceBrightstar, since I have my controller plugged in pretty much all the time. It is still really annoying that I have to do that, but personal gripe for me is like I don't have a TV close by that I can easily set up with my computer, so I constantly have to switch out my second monitor with the HDMI of my Xbox, and that's annoying. Same with my keyboard and mouse, since I only have one of them to use.
Gotcha.
But personal gripes with that aside, everything else has been going pretty well. People do not know the value of star gems, though, as I've realized.
You were telling me this in the pre-show.
Yes, I have. So there was one person in the Ship 1 Discord, not going to name names, he showed off that he had every tier in the mission pass. And if you're playing every day like I am and like you are, you should be at tier 12 right now, if you didn't buy any tiers, right?
Yep, I'm right behind you.
Yeah, at tier 12. So all the star gems that he got through the story, he spent on this mission pass. And first off, that is a massive waste of star gems, because if you're going to play every day, along with the mission, the tier missions you'll be getting every week, you'll easily get the pass before the season ends, easily. It doesn't look that hard to get everything at all.
Yep, I would say unlock your collection file slots with Star Gems instead. There are 2 slots to unlock, and that will bring you up to 5. And then if you have premium, that brings you up to 7 as well then.
And not only to mention with Star Gems, material storage and the extended storage. You get 1 extended storage that is 500 item slots for a very cheap amount of Star Gems. I think it's like 300 or 270 for 90 days. It's extremely cheap. And then you got the material storage, which you want to start off at the 300 for 30 days, and then save up the Star Gems so you get the 720 for 90 days. It's like the material storage is so useful because you don't have to always have those materials in your inventory in order to trade them to NPCs. It can just be in your material storage and you can just access it whenever. And anything that you get material-wise or gathering-wise is instantly put into your material storage. It's... I really, really want to make a beginner's guide on a lot of these things because it seems like not that many people know. Because another thing I've noticed is people still have the PN number thing as their player ID. You've noticed that, Brightstar, with your alliance?
Oh yeah.
Getting yeah.
When I've tried to scout new members out, it definitely gets confusing when I get like a mail from someone saying that they want to come into Time for War, or if I get somebody that sends me a mail and says that they want to party up with me for something, and I'm like, okay, what are the last 3 digits of this thing so I can then look for it in the lobby?
Yeah, it's really annoying. So it's one of those things that's driving me to make a guide on this stuff.
But you know the reason why that's like that, right?
Yeah, because they don't read from the beginning that you have to select the support menu and then change the player ID. Because that's actually something that's shown whenever you first start off. It's just most people, especially the people who were playing the closed beta test, didn't read that because they were excited to get in and play.
Right, but before that, the reason that system exists in the first place, when Phantasy Star Online 2 originally came out in Japan, you had to put in your own user ID first. But now, with Sega having to support consoles like the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch, they couldn't force a user to do that anymore. So that's why it randomly assigns you with that PN number now.
Interesting. Like, I knew about it since I did play on JP, so I instantly switched mine to Zance21, obviously. So, I don't know. It's just something I have to remind people whenever they join the Alliance. Hey, make sure you change your PN number by selecting support menu before you select the character.
We should probably put that in the daily message for my Alliance, actually.
I need to do that as well, because I've been telling people to join the Discord and then message me or Winsock for the Silver Dragons role as my main message. But I need to put it as, make sure you change your player number. Go to support menu before you select a character to change it.
Yep. Well, we're even with our efforts, even if everybody knows about it, we're probably still going to have half the population that ends up like that because they just don't know about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely. But anyone who joins my alliance, I'm going to make sure to tell them, hey, make sure you change your player number so we can actually tell who you are.
Yep.
What else? Symbol arts. Remember how in... Okay, I'm going to bring up the website here real quick. It was in their B-log.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, you're talking about the one where they were saying...
Yeah, Oracle log 2. So, hold on, here, let's see here. Where exactly was it? Oh yeah, right here. You explored the symbol art system and used it to entertain your fellows and used it in some ways we'll have to strictly address moving forward. Yes, exactly that. God. Already the lewd symbol art is there. Even in ship 1. Ship 2, I did make a second character to just explore around ship 2. It's far worse than ship 1, which is surprising, but not surprising at the same time. But ship 1, block 1 and 2, and sometimes 3, it fills up very quickly, and yeah, some of the symbol art has not been good.
Yeah,
Some of it's been hilarious, but yeah. Already the loots are there.
Yep, I knew as soon as I signed in back on closed beta test that was the first thing I was turning off in the menu, because there was just no way I was going to allow that to go out on the stream.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And something else I'll also note, part of the reason this is occurring mostly block 1, 2, and 3 is because those are basically the fullest blocks all the time. And something I've noticed as a premium user here is that premium space that's supposed to be available to premium users only is not working. That bar is not filling up.
Yeah, I've
and
noticed that as well. I've noticed that as well, because I want to go to block 1 just to explore around what people are saying, and it won't allow me, even though I have premium active.
Yep. And then
I don't know.
And there are other things that are like missing like that. Like, for example, if you go to take a look at a mission, it doesn't tell you what the expected items are. In fact, when you go into the section to view like what the enemy encounter rate is and the item drop rate is and things like that, it says there's no log available.
Oh, I actually didn't notice that because I don't pay attention to that. I actually forgot about that. Yeah, in JP it shows the items you can expect to drop there.
Yep.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, so the question is more or less, is that just simply broken and they need to relink it because it's a new server? Or is this something that's actually not going to be in the game for some reason?
They probably need to relink it since it is different drops overall. Because again, we don't have any old type weapons, so we have far less weapons we have to worry about dropping. So they probably just have to rebalance it.
Yep. And speaking of rebalancing, and sorry to take away from you here, but the other thing I've noticed here, when I went in to look at the titles, like I said before, 250 is apparently what Sega has set as what they expect the max to be from players, but the interesting thing about that is that it's happening at intervals of 50. So 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, which is in contrast to the Japanese version, whereby it's every 100 titles. So I think this is Sega saying, okay, you guys never had access to storyboard, you never have access to old type weapons to grind those to plus 10, we're not going to make it so that you have to worry about, you know, having to collect 1,300 titles for a Liberate unlocker or something like that. Granted, that's not available yet, but I think that's sort of their way of fixing that situation, and that I would say that's actually a really, really good solution, and that's something I was looking for.
Oh, very good. Yeah, and that's actually something you mentioned before on one of the previous episodes. And yeah, that is a good thing. So I am happy about that as well.
Yep. So at least it'll be a lot easier for players to get those items in. I believe it's the Widow Wing that you get at 250. So until I actually get a full Psyche set, that's probably the rear piece I'm going to be putting on, since that has much better defenses. That was like a end of 11 star tier essentially.
And one other thing I want to bring up before we move on with the next topic. Content moving forward. How fast are we going to get the content so that we can get up to parity with JP? And how are they going to be able to do it without fully overwhelming people with getting all the stuff to be able to be up to par with Endgame?
Agreed. I was kind of hoping that maybe we'd be looking at something like a quarterly release. So, like, say in summer we get episode 4, in the fall we get episode 5, and then in the winter we get episode 6.
Give everyone 3 months to get stuff. But yeah, it would be pretty much an abridged version of those episodes. To be fair, episode 5 was already abridged because it sucked, but it's kind of basically that.
Yeah, I mean,
because that's what I was thinking. So that's what I was thinking would happen with trying to get all the content like they promised at E3.
Yeah, I don't think it would be fair to the players in the West that if they had to wait until like 2025 to get to episode 6. Granted, players should, still have the chance to experience some of the prior content, like the mining-based defense missions and things like that, especially because those are a part of the story.
Oh boy, mining-based defense and Magatsu at level 75. Oh boy.
Yep. And then throw in the AIS, and it's like, what is going on? People are not going to know what wave to use those things on. So we're just going to have the first time, like, 6 AIS up in wave 1.
Actually, no, because it requires the points in order to spawn the AIS, so it won't be wave 1. It'll probably be like wave 2 or 3.
You're right. I think it's like 2,000 points
instead of wave 5, which is when you should use them. But yeah, I expect a good amount of failures to happen.
Yep.
once that's out.
Yep. Funny thing about Magatsu, though, even if people are having trouble completing Magatsu as the MPA. The Magatsu you fight in the story does actually count towards the multi-defeat titles.
Oh. Yeah,
I just learned that, and so does. You can even do it on normal, apparently, and it still counts instead of hardcore.
Which
mode.
is called softcore. Yeah. So you can spam that to get that title then.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's good to know.
This is what happens when you actually read through everything and you understand kind of what's going on, what's driving, how things unlock, and things like that. So, but okay, you ready to move on?
Yep, I'm ready to move on.
All right, so next topic we have here.
Bit of controversy going on in NA.
Yep. I think we should actually talk about what it is first before we kind of get into the controversy portion of it here.
Yeah, let's bring up the website here and talk about it.
Yep. So, basically what happened is, unknowns to everybody going into the open beta, Xbox was going to get its own pass for subscribers to the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which is a service that basically costs $14.99 a month, and it's basically gives you a huge library of games that you can just download and play at any point. Now,
and it includes gold.
Yep. And what happened is PSO2 also got some benefits from it. Including, and I'm going to play the video now here, it gave us, male and female jackets here, with the Xbox logo on it, and then you also got access to an Xbox wireless controller accessory.
It looks so stupid, I love it.
And also 2 emotes, an X and B, and an O and X emote.
And already people have taken the BOOB in lobbies.
Yep.
It's great.
So, reading from this here, today we are proud to announce that Game Pass Ultimate members will receive special rewards in Phantasy Star Online 2. Aside from the amazing Inaugural Prizes, members will continue to receive handy consumables every month. Read below for more details. So, the Inaugural Prizes are for that Xbox jacket, the emotes, the wireless controller accessory, as well as 30 days of premium, a Mission Pass gold ticket, a 1 million Meseta crystal, and 12 AC scratch tickets.
Yeah, and honestly, those last 4 things surprised me that we were getting them. Because, hey, that's an additional month of premium I don't need to worry about now, so my premium doesn't expire until May.
Right.
Awesome.
But the real question is, are any of these going to carry into next month? Like, are they going to be doing premium every single month? Are they going to be doing a mission pass every season?
If they do that, hell, I'm keeping my subscription to Game Pass Ultimate then, and so which means I would keep this Xbox. That would be really cool.
That would be an insane deal.
However, the way they came about with giving these is what caused issues.
Indeed.
Oh boy.
Yep. So basically, essentially 2 issues happened with the release of this. The first issue is that players that signed up for the Founders Pack, which included the Sonic costume, were unable to use this. Or at least I know that that's the case for me. Maybe the Raggle members were also unable to use it, but definitely, at least for myself, I know that myself purchasing the Founders Pack, I was able to use it. I got the code, and then when I put the code in, it said, it looks like you've already purchased this game. And I haven't touched it since. The second...
But then they fixed it.
Yep.
But the problem was that they distributed through code. Here's the thing. Game Pass Ultimate on your first sign up is only $1. And now when it came to this perk is that they distributed through code. And now you can see the issue that sprung up. People were starting up second, third, fourth accounts, purchasing Game Pass Ultimate for $1, and then claiming the perk and then canceling Ultimate afterwards. And then they would take that code and use it on their main account, giving them even an additional 30 days premium, an additional million Meseta, and an additional 12 scratch tickets. That's where the issues started popping up.
Yep. And so when Microsoft discovered that this was happening, in comes the ban hammer. Everybody that was doing this, whether it be they only did it 2 times or they did it hundreds of times, they all got suspended
just
for a
once.
week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a week-long ban. So, honestly, I'm glad they were responsive about this. Granted, this is an error on Microsoft's part, and what they should have done is not done it through code. It should have just gone right into your Microsoft account after you accepted it. It should have not have been done through a code.
I completely agree. I mean, when the initial issue happened, I said maybe you could give us an in-game item code, because there is a place to put that in at the Visiphone. But now that this multi-claiming thing has happened, I definitely want to retract that at this point, because obviously this didn't work out the way that they had intended.
Yeah. Like, I like the Game Pass Ultimate perks. That's really good. It's just automatically added to the Xbox account, and all those issues would have gone away.
Yep. Yeah, just make it happen directly to the account. Don't. It was silly to make it a code like that.
Mm-hmm. Because it was just extra steps that was completely unneeded.
Yep.
But yeah, that's that whole thing, and honestly, it did show the response of the NA team, and or like the Xbox team and the NA localizer team. Like, I want to praise the GMs right now. The GMs are doing a fantastic job, and I'm extremely grateful for the job that they are doing right now, especially against ARM tiers. That is because I've been noticing that popping up already. It hasn't even been a full week, and ARM tiers are already there in the servers. It's really annoying.
Yep, I've been sort of sticking to the quieter blocks myself, so I've only come across it a couple of times. But yeah, the team has, unfortunately, due to the world situation right now, they don't necessarily have all the tools that they need to handle the situation, and they put this in a forum post on the official site. So definitely, let's hope that they are able to at least do some things, but let's also understand, given how everybody is right now trying to stay safe and everything, that they're limited in all the capabilities that they have access to here.
Yeah. Shout out to GM Bill, though. I like GM Bill.
I think go ahead.
I've actually met some of the GMs in the game, and yeah, GM Bill, he was actually ran after one of the ARM tiers. It was pretty cool to see. So
Gotcha. I have yet to actually see any in the lobby myself, so hopefully that'll eventually happen, though, because I'd love to chat with them briefly.
They mostly don't say much, but it's nice to see them there.
Yep.
Also, Windsock was trying to scout two of them, and I'd stop that. I know one of the GMs is in an alliance, but I was like, why are you scouting the GMs? I know it's a joke, but stop.
Yep.
Anyway, they did so on the actual website. They did also make more announcements when the game launched. Specifically, 1, 2, 3, 4 different announcements, not including the Game Pass thing. One showing a campaign called Join an Alliance, showing off the stuff in the Fun Scratch, in the AC Scratch, and an early gift for PSO2 Day, which is technically today.
Yep. And so that's what we're going to be pulling up now here. So, first thing we're going to be looking at here is actually something brand new and unique to the North American service here.
Oh yeah, the mission pass.
Yep, this does not exist on the Japanese servers. Introducing mission passes. Phantasy Star Online 2 players in North America will get the chance to obtain rewards by playing the game and completing missions. We're going to learn about this amazing new feature. So, in addition to fun points and daily login rewards, there's another way you are rewarded for playing Phantasy Star Online 2 through the mission pass system. By completing certain ARKS missions, you'll gain stars or points, and then once you've earned a set number of stars, you'll move on to the next tier and be eligible to receive the available items. It's that easy. So you can...
Yeah, and because they're actually going to talk about that. You can do tier missions, daily missions, and weekly missions. Tier missions and weekly missions, they reset at the same time, which, from what I saw, is Tuesdays at 1900 hours ET. So for me, it would be 7 o'clock Eastern. Same with you, PrinceBrightstar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 7 o'clock Eastern, which would be 4 o'clock Pacific, is when, or like Pacific PM, is when weeklies are going to reset, which is interesting timing for that.
And then the dailies actually reset at 4 a.m. each day.
Yep. Which is 1 a.m. PST, which during the closed beta test was 12 PST, but they adjusted that time an hour ahead because of daylight savings time.
Yep, because Japan does not observe daylight savings.
Nope.
All right. So basically, the way that this works is if you're just playing the mission pass regularly, you get this top line of different things that show up at each level, or at least for normal players, it looks like it's every other level here. So here at number 2, you got some rising weapon badges. At number 4 here, you got a weapon camo. And then at number 6, you got a consumable ticket. If you get the gold pass, you get access to the bottom tier here. And if there are multiple things listed, you get a choice of one or the other.
Yep, and if you get to the max, which is 30, you can then repeat it to get the remaining rewards.
Yep. And the other thing I want to point out is if you have the gold pass, you get not just only the gold pass, you also get what's on the regular line as well. So you can actually put a check mark next to both of these here. Both what's in the gold section and what's in the blue section. So if you've just been claiming what's in gold, go back and claim that stuff in the blue, because you can do that as well.
Yeah, and also what I've noticed, the tier missions, there are 10 of them every week, and they give 8 stars, and dailies give 1 and weekly gives 2, if I remember correctly.
That sounds about
It's either
right.
2 or 3 with the weeklies. I know with the dailies it's 1, because you get 5 each, and if you've been playing every day like me and Bright here, then you should be at tier 12. If you didn't waste your star gems with buying the tiers, you got until like April to finish this. You got plenty of time.
Yep. And it doesn't take that long to do it. It's like one of the dailies is have a drink from the drink counter. One of them
Another daily is have a use a booster food item. Then it's complete a daily mission. Complete super hard free field ARKS quest thing, and then
the last one's a freebie.
that's it.
The last one
last
is
one's a freebie
do all
after
4
all
of
the
them.
dailies. Yep. And there you go. That's 5 stars right there for the mission pass.
Yep.
And 400,000 experience points. So it's extremely useful to use once you have a class at 50 or above. Oh, say you want to switch to another class and then start leveling that. Well, do the dailies on your main class, then switch to that one that's below 50 and just claim those ARKS missions then on that character or on that class. Bam! Easy 400k.
Yep. Yep, so that'll get you leveled right up if you're starting into a new class very quickly. I think that'll get you up to like around level 30 or so.
Close to that, yeah. It's insane.
Yep. So, let's see. Receiving rewards. Yeah, we already talked about that. Double your rewards. We talked about that. Changing seasons. Mission passes are active for certain periods or seasons. When one season ends, a new mission pass season begins, and stars earned will go towards the tiers on the new mission pass. However, any tier reward that were not claimed from the previous season will still be available for a set time.
And yeah, and then there's the another chance, which is the extended game mode that I was talking about.
Yep. Let's see. So some rewards will have multiple options that you're able to select from. Although you can only choose one, choose carefully, as you cannot change your reward later, even if you cannot equip the items. Each account can claim a reward only once, so make sure you receive it on the correct ship. If you saw a reward with multiple options and you really wanted both, don't worry. You have another chance at it. At a certain tier, you'll unlock the extended game mode, and you'll be able to complete the tiers over again, so you can select the rewards you didn't take the first time. So right now, I'm going through all the mission badges ones, rather than the costumes, and then I'm going to come back around to the costumes on the second pass for this season.
And I'm doing the opposite. I'm getting all the costumes first. But by the way, when it said to receive on the correct ship, here's the thing. Characters on your account are tied to the ship that they're in. You can transfer them. It just costs AC to do that. But any items that you get on a ship are stuck on that ship. So you cannot transfer items between a character that's on ship 2 to a character that's on ship 1. That would just completely destroy the economy. Like, completely. So when it comes to storage, it's always just on that ship. So say you have a bunch of items in premium storage on ship 1, and then you make a character on ship 2, you won't have access to those items or stored Meseta.
Yep. It's
So keep that in mind.
It's sort of like the old ship one, or rather, login 1, login 2 from Phantasy Star universe in that sort of sense.
Yep, exactly.
All right.
So
Up next we have Stay Cool with the Fresh Find Shop. So if you're looking,
which is another exclusive thing in NA.
Yep. Kind of. It's different, and we'll explain that in a moment here. If you're looking to distinguish yourself on the battlefield or at a concert, then look no further than the Fresh Find Shop. The Fresh Find Shop, accessible from the main menu, stocks new wares at fixed intervals, and you can buy items using ARKS Cash, Star Gems, or Meseta. These outfits, accessories, cosmetics, and more are available for only limited time, so don't miss out on any fresh finds you have your eyes on. Recommended items. The recommended items section has outfits and other goods you can't buy anywhere else. These items will change on a bi-weekly basis, so if you didn't make a decision on the outfit that caught your eye the first time, you'll have longer to act or save up.
Now, a thing is, I believe with those recommended items, they have to be purchased with Star Gems, but they are, I think they're tradable on the player shop. I think.
I haven't tried yet.
I don't know, because I haven't bought them yet, so. I'll have to check, because I do like some of the outfits that are shown off. I just don't want to waste my Star Gems.
Right. And then also in the daily items section, you'll find a curated list of items that are updated on a daily basis. These items are selected by the most in-demand stylists that offer their services to Oracle on contract, so you don't have to pay any stylist consultation fees. By purchasing these items, you'll have received free fashion advice. It's a service with your purchase. Be sure to check in each day before these fresh finds are gone. So, to put this in perspective, this fresh find shop, it exists on the Japanese server, but it's called the Treasure Shop.
Oh yeah, the Treasure Shop. That's a thing.
It's just the items are more limited there on the North American version than they are on the Japanese server. Because there's like only one item that you can purchase with Meseta, and then there's a bunch of stuff that you can purchase from with Star Gems.
Which most of the time, all the items you can purchase with Star Gems are not worth it.
Yep, completely agree.
Most of the time. Like, the more useful stuff is always with Meseta.
Yep, so it makes me wonder if we're ever going to see the Treasure Shop actually implemented in the game or not.
Doubtful, since we have this.
Yep. So that's basically what that function is if you ever did play the Japanese server. Alright, so moving on from that, we have introducing scratch tickets. Xance, do you want to take this one?
Sure thing. Alright, so we got introducing scratch tickets. Fight off the fall spawn threat in style by stepping up your fashion game. With scratch tickets, you have a chance to obtain unique outfits with an ever-expanding catalog that changes every couple of weeks. Read more to find out all about scratch tickets. Fighting Fallspawn can be hard on your clothing, meaning more leisure time will be spent doing luxury instead of relaxing. Reclaim some of that time for yourself by purchasing laundry? Oh, laundry instead of relaxing. Yep. Reclaim some of that time for yourself by purchasing a scratch ticket and possibly winning a new outfit to put into your fashion rotation. So yeah, scratch tickets. They're basically, hey, items that are cool to look. I don't know. It's their outfit gacha. It's the best way I like to describe it. There's so many gacha systems in games nowadays, and most of the time the gacha systems are pay to win, where they give you boosts or items that can make you stronger. PSO2, it has a gacha, but it's just for outfits. So it's not that intrusive, and honestly it's a much more preferred method that I like, especially since all these outfits can be put on player shops, so you can just buy them up from players. Anyway, continuing on a bi-weekly basis, new scratch ticket collections will be available for options to draw from. This ensures that ARKs are kept in the latest style that is popular among residents in Fleet Oracle. Be sure to check out the Scratch Ticket Terminal or the Scratch Tickets section of the official website often to see the prizes of the latest collections. You can even try on some of the prizes from the list. That way, that way you can tell if the outfit's going to actually look good on your character or not. Because I actually do that quite often, like look at the outfits that are there and the base wear that's there and just make sure that it actually looks cool on my character. You've done that before, Prince?
Yeah, I've looked at some of them before just to make sure, you know, I'm going to be like getting the right color, or to make sure it's not going to clash with something else that comes out. I'm going to be curious if they're going to be introducing the swimsuit stuff, the speedos and things.
Yes, get us those swimsuits.
I mean, they are part of the PSE burst function during the seasonal quests, so they have to have them in there. There's no way there's no way they would remove them.
Nope. Different types of currency. ARKS Cash, Star Gems, and Fun Points can be used to purchase scratch tickets. However, tickets purchased with different currency types are not interchangeable and can only be used for their associated scratch ticket collection. AC scratch tickets. Get clothing and accessories for your fashion, as well as enhancement items through the purchase of tickets with ARKS Cash. Star Gems scratch tickets. Get clothing and accessories unavailable anywhere else through the purchase of tickets with SG. By the way, the SG scratch tickets are currently there is not any of them in NA, and any of the items you get from that are not tradable. So keep that in mind when you do scratches through SG. And fun scratch tickets. Get non-clothing fashion items. You get accessories though. Furnishing for your personal quarters and consumables through the purchase of tickets with fun points. Which, by the way, I don't know if many people know about this. You can easily get 1,000 fun points for just 2 X cubes.
Yep.
So just get those fun points so you can get that photon chair so you can bounce around the lobby with everyone else.
Yep, and I'll also interject real quick about the Star Gem scratch as well. Typically in the past, we've seen that being used specifically to the story character outfits. So like any of the NPCs that you come across, that's usually what comes out of that scratch, compared to the AC scratch, which will be other outfits that exist in the game.
Either unique outfits that no other character has, or specific themes, or collab outfits. Which, if they do a Persona collab soon, that would be great, because Persona 5 Royal is going to be coming out soon. So, hey, what were you going to say?
They would probably bring on the Japanese side. They had the 2 concert things with the Persona Dancing All Night and the other one, which is slipping my mind right now what it's called. But basically, by participating in those concerts through a mini game where you have to time yourself to the beat of the song with mouse clicks, you're able to get a
completely optional.
You're able to get a Morgana costume.
Yeah, you attended 2 concerts and you got the costume. I want that scratch so I can get my Teddy outfit, because it's very good. I'm very excited to get that outfit. Alright, I stopped the bear puns. A second chance. If you receive an item that you didn't want or can't use, it can be recycled for a recycle badge at the swap shop. These badges can be used to purchase various items and even mag evolution devices. Which, by the way, the recycle badges, any of the AC items, you can buy those AC items off player shops and then recycle that to the recycle badge. So you still don't even have to do the AC scratch in order to get that stuff. It's actually very useful. Play the numbers game. You can increase your chances to win by buying scratch tickets in bulk. They are sold as a pack of 12 for the price of 11. Then redeem them by navigating to the AC scratch ticket menu and selecting Use AC Scratch Ticket Pack, which a lot of people haven't realized how to do that, because I've noticed a good amount of people they would ask in Discord or in chat, how do I use the AC scratch tickets that I got? Yeah. Oh yeah. My dad actually had a good idea. Just tell them to hand me the scratch tickets, and I'll show them how to use it.
Yep.
On the house, occasionally you'll be rewarded a scratch ticket prize slip and be able to select one of the many items available from the appropriate scratch ticket collection. Yeah, I actually did notice that the more you use it, there's a item that allows you to just select one specific item. So say, oh, you want the hero scarf, but it's too expensive on the player shop. You didn't get 2 scratches? Oh, you got this item, though, so you can get the item at least. So, yeah, that's the scratch tickets. And they have one currently going on with most of the items actually starting to drop very hard in price. It's not that hard to buy most of the stuff currently, since NA is still a relatively new server. Prince, you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, you're talking about the fun scratch here.
Oh yeah, there's the fun scratch. No, I was talking about the current AC scratch that's going on.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're right. To be honest, I haven't actually been looking for the AC scratch stuff at this point, but yeah, if that be the case, then I think I originally saw those costumes at like a few hundred peseta. Actually, I was seeing people just put their Sonic costumes on the market.
Oh yeah, because I was able to get some Sonic Hair 2 for really cheap, so now I have that on all my characters. Same with Sonic Hair 1.
Yep. So people just kind of crowded the market with that stuff, and the price dropped, and I'm like, ooh, let me save some of that for a year or two down the road.
Oh yeah, I already have a Sonic Hair 2 saved. Oh yeah, and then the PC version. So there is going to be a maintenance on the 31st. A lot of people are speculating that might be when the end of the open beta is, and then the full release will be afterwards. And I think that will be when PC version comes out. I don't know.
Officially, what Sega has said is spring 2020, and that basically puts it basically any time between now and mid-June. But I think what we need to be cognizant of here is, given the current situation going on throughout the world, and given that, everybody's trying to stay safe in the current situation, that if they have to miss that target, I think we need to be reasonable that may happen here. And unfortunately, if it does happen, there's nothing that we can do about it. It's a very unfortunate situation that's going on throughout the world, and if that be the case, it just is what it is. There's nothing that Sega or anybody else could do at this point, given what's going on, given how many countries are ending up in lockdown now, trying to contain what's going on.
Yeah. I don't know how they're going to handle the PC version there, Vinny. Probably just announcing it and then launching it right away. That's going to create a lot more scramble, especially when it comes to the GM team.
Yep. Especially given,
and already most of the blocks on Ship 1, I've noticed most of them have been pretty full. I've seen some that are more smaller than others, but most of the time I see them about half full with every single block. So
yep. Alright, so let's move on here to an introduction to fun. So you just purchased the long sought item from the personal shop and are prompted to send a kudos to the seller of the item. Slightly confused but still flushed with happiness, you type TY in the text box and hit send. Congratulations, you're on your way towards being able to purchase tons of neat things by using fun points. Like regular fun, but in all caps. In
So it's not just fun; it's fun.
Yep. Not to be confused with the fun value of Undertale either. In Phantasy Star Online 2, fun is a form of currency. Basically, fun points are earned by logging in and interacting with other players. So you can have fun while accruing fun.
Well, occurring fun. Haha. Oh yeah. So Vinny's actually making up a good point here. It is well, it's not really that low. It's still pretty well populated from the most part. But yeah, it's definitely going to get a lot more populated when PC is out, no doubt. They just need to get all the bugs fixed up.
I agree. Once you involve the PC audience, I would say we're probably going to see the population balloon by, if I had to guess, somewhere between 3 to 4 times what it is currently, if not greater. Just because PC is PC. And the game is old enough that pretty much a potato could still run the game to a very good degree. So you're going to have a lot of more players able to play this game than you would most AAA titles coming out right now, which it's really going to be a great help, because this is going to add yet another game to players' libraries when they might not have thought they would be able to really play anything else decently anymore.
Yeah, especially if it comes to Steam.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, continuing on with fun points here.
So ways to earn fun points. You can send or receive a kudos. An added comment will earn the sender bonus fun points. I will note that in the once they're released, the mining base missions will allow you to mass send a message out to everybody that was participating, and that will basically count each player as a different fun thing. So you can get like 180 fun out of that. You can exchange X cubes for a fun points ticket. So like you were saying a moment ago, Xance.
Yep. 2 X cubes for 1,000 fun.
Yep. I already did that 5 times so I could get my trick darts furnishing for to get 1,000 gamer score.
I got a trick darts and sold it on the player shop for 800,000 Meseta.
I need to sell mine now as well. Yeah. You can log on to the game. Consecutive daily logins award fun point bonuses. So day 1 is 100. Day 2 is 200, goes up to 500 points after 5 days, and then it resets back to 100. You can summon a friend avatar, or be summoned as a friend avatar, and complete a quest. You can find the friend avatar system underneath the Visiphone, those machines that have the question mark above them. You'll want to go ahead and just register your character in there, and re-register it whenever a new level cap comes out, or something like that.
Yeah.
You can get fun for reviving incapacitated operatives, and you can also get fun by using ARKS cash. Honestly, that's probably the most inefficient way to do that, so look towards the other options.
What's more fun than spending money? But what's more fun than spending money?
Alright, what can you do with fun points? One option is to visit the Funporium and speak with fundamentalist Edwall. He has quite a few things loosely grouped into 3 categories: consumables, emotes, and furnishings. How many of those chairs have you seen in the lobby?
A lot.
Yeah, that's where they come from. It's an emote that you can purchase, and there's like, what, 10 colors, I think?
Also, I've noticed that a good amount of the emotes that were there during the closed beta test aren't there now. It's weird.
I hadn't noticed that, so...
Because one of the things I have is the gymnast position, which is basically just a T-pose.
Huh.
But it's not there in the shop anymore. I don't know why, because it's the best fun emote. Because you can T-pose around people to show dominance.
That's really curious. The list on the Japanese side has actually been kind of static over the last several years, unfortunately. So that's really curious that they removed those. Let's see. So within these 3 categories are a plethora of specific item types, in addition to emotes and furnishings, including music discs for your personal quarter jukebox if you have one, Those music discs can also go into Alliance jukeboxes as well.
Yep.
Once your team has purchased the expansion necessary for that, you can get personal quarter 3-day access tickets. You can get boost items, enhancement items, and augmentation items. So, for example, if you wanted some way to protect an item from leveling down as you're trying to grind it up, whether that basically as you're trying to grind up a unit, just because Zudu and Monica can be a little unreliable sometimes, which is why people learn to hate them over time. Then you can get those protections through fun here.
But Monica's just trying her best while Dudu doesn't care. Oh, that's a shame.
And they call them scientists. Alright, alternatively head over to the Scratch Ticket Terminal, and after selecting Fun Scratch, select Prize List. This way you can view the items that are available during this offering before trying your luck on a ticket, or 10. Oh, and the offerings change periodically, so keep your eyes peeled for information regarding the next set of items available. Fun tickets can award. So, in that you can get hairstyles, accessories, mag evolution devices, and different items from the same categories as items available at the Funporium.
And personal shop 3-day tickets. That's also another big thing. Because if you're someone who's not going to get the premium set, then that's the only way that you'll have player shop.
Yep. Alright, so aside from that, Sega is also hosting a campaign currently revolving around alliances. Zance, you want to take this?
Sure thing. Let me bring it up here on my computer. Alright. Greetings, ARKS. Let's begin the open beta testing style with the first campaign. Campaigns are in-game objectives that can be achieved by players in order to obtain special rewards. We have several upcoming campaigns just in the first couple of weeks of this beta testing period, so make sure to check out our official social media pages and website regularly. PSO2 is all about community. Join alliances and strengthen your bonds to succeed in your fight against the fall spawn. In this campaign, players who become members of an alliance within the first weeks of the open beta test will be able to obtain special rewards. Those being 20 SG and the emote cross legs, which you get that for joining an alliance with at least 4 members until the beginning of maintenance on March 31st. Again, March 31st is brought up as the maintenance time. That's really interesting. And becoming a member of Alliance that is at least 5,000 Alliance points. So, both of them, me and PrinceBrightstar have already accomplished with our alliances.
Yeah, we're way past that at this point, so
yeah.
Hey, join us!
Yep, PrinceBrightstar is part of Time for War, and I am running Silver Dragons.
Actually, I'm running Time for War here, so...
Yeah, you're running Time for War, and I'm running Silver Dragons, so... Anyway, with the 20 SG ticket, you redeem 20 Star Gems. The unique currency can purchase strat tickets, mission tier rewards, okay. Join an alliance, make new friends, and get cool prizes. This sitting cross-leg thing is easy.
And they have a little picture of that on here as well.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so let's take a look at this one now. You said that you wanted to cover this specifically, so this is the Fun Scratch ticket for March 2020.
So this is something that's similar that they actually do on their own website, which I mostly look at through Bumped. This is just going to showcase all the stuff that's available in the current Scratch and what you can expect from it. So this is actually something we'll cover each time that they release these. So currently this ends again March 31st. You can get some mostly from Fun Scratches. You just get accessories. Out of all these, I really like the stabilizer. Looks pretty cool. I could look at using that on my cast character. And most of the stuff is okay. Like, out of all this, what do you think looks nice? Like, the long braids at least looks okay.
I do like the stabilizer as well. Something that I think we should mention here is that if you want to use it across multiple characters, any of these accessories, the way it works is you can basically, the first time you use one of these consumables to give you these accessories, it then is valid for that character that you use it on. The second time you use it, it's valid for all the characters across the ship. So if you've got multiple alts, then you will be able to use that, and it will say when you look at the ticket itself if you've used it at all, if it's been used once, or if it's available for everything.
Yeah, it'll say bound to another character or bound to account.
Yep.
So once it's bound to account, then you can't claim it anymore since it's already bound to your account.
Yep. The other thing I would say that is kind of interesting here would be the eye monitors. And I think the reason that it kind of is...
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about its power level?
It's over 9,000!
What? 9,000? That's impossible!
So yeah, you can go ahead and have those moments if you want to.
Yeah. That's exactly what the red eye monitor reminds me of.
Yep. And then they do have furnishings listed here as well, along with what the consumable items are. So personal quarters use, personal shop use, some booster items, the save enhancer. That's what I was talking about a moment ago, where if you don't want to level down, granted this will not protect you against a double level down or a triple level down.
Yeah.
That'll
reduce it to a double level down or a single level down.
Yep. Enhancement aid is going to be for units, and then the great enhancement aid, that's going to be for your weapons.
To get a great success.
Yep, exactly. So, and it's just a chance of it happening. It's not guaranteed. But when it does happen,
and then augments.
Yep.
And then augments are for your affixing. The different abilities that are on units or weapons, which most of the time you just want to focus on the ability it's on units.
Yep. And then there's an emote that's Leave It to Me. And
I already have that emote.
And once again, March 31st as the reset.
So, I don't know. I'm speculating that's when the open beta is going to be done, but I don't know. So
we have to see.
We'll see about that.
Yep. And we don't know if we're going to be rolling directly into open or into release, or if there's going to be a multi-day gap, which I think is what actually happened on the Japanese side. I think the servers were down, 2 or 3 days before release actually happened.
Okay.
All right. And then we also have the recruit line for the AC Scratch ticket, and I'll go ahead and get...
And there is a video.
Yep. Something that we've been noticing with all these videos is that the music that's typically associated with them is missing compared to the Japanese side. So hopefully that does eventually get introduced back in. And you can see here how the layerware system works here, whereby you've got your outerwear, your innerwear, and then your basewear, and those are the three portions of the costume itself, basically. Now, myself as a...
Yeah, it looks like they're going through every major outfit that's in it, but there is more to the AC Scratch than just the main outfits here.
Yep, like they're going over the emotes here, it looks like, as well.
Just 2 of the emotes, though. It looks like Operating Terminal and On Standby. And the Ryzen Vanitas and Ryzen Hubris, Ryzen Vanitas, and the... What else were they going over here? It looked like the Nogu Lyra, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Hey, Dream Boss.
Hey, Dream Boss. Yeah, it's
yes,
very worth
absolutely.
Yes.
So yeah, all of these outfits that are in the AC Scratch are sellable on Player Shop. So if you don't want to do the AC Scratch, just spend Meseta to get those items instead.
Yep. And Dreambox, to answer your question, there is a what's called a Ragol package available right now, which gives you 10 Ragol memories, which will allow you to purchase costumes from Phantasy Star Online, including the section ID emblems as well as the headpieces. Whether that be like a
Skylight's the best.
no, there is a cost associated with that.
But Skylight is the best.
I was actually gonna say Blueful, but let's see here. So they go over the outerwear, the basewear, the innerwear, and then they also have the cast parts here. So there are several bodies that are available.
The Vogelus and Alberica for the male cast, the Alnar and Frasia for the female cast, along with heads for both of them as well.
Yep. And then you've also got accessories here as well.
Again, when it comes to accessories, first use is tied to your character, second use is tied to your account, so which also applies to any accessories in AC Scratch. And usually it's the accessories that are the most expensive part of AC Scratches.
Yep. So like you can get yourself like different ribbons or some wing accessories, different hats, even like
the hero scarf.
Yep. And sometimes you also get
so good.
Sometimes you also get mag evolution devices in there as well.
Like the links.
Yep. And then
now other things you can get.
Yep, you've got consumables, mag food devices, mag support expansion kit. Say the Ares is a weapon camo, so that fits on top of a regular weapon.
It's a wand weapon camo.
Yep.
So it's technically only usable by Tectors right now. So the price of it is not that high.
Yep. And then you've got affix augments, which help you to power up different weapons if you're and units. If you're trying to put augments on, these will help you fill out another slot in there.
And elemental transitions to change the element of a certain weapon to a specific one.
Yep.
And an enhancement plus 5% to increase that 5%. So 12 star and below, I believe the cap for element is 50, while 13 star is above is 60.
Yep, that's right.
If I remember correctly. Yep. And you also get emotes. Currently, Dance 20 is the most expensive one. The others are relatively easy to buy.
Yep. So on standby 4 is like a little bit of a leaning pose, I believe. Operating terminal basically has your character typing onto some kind of a terminal.
Arcs pose, you do a pose which then displays the arc symbol, and Dance 20 is different if you're male or female, which, by the way, you can do the opposite one. If you were in the emotes menu, there's a button you can hold down to then press to do the opposite gender one, and and on keyboard, if you already have a shortcut for an emote, it would be Alt D to do an emote, but to do the opposite one, it would be Control Alt D.
Yep. And then you also have a section here for bonus rewards. You will gain special prizes depending on the number of AC Scratch tickets from the same release you draw. So you can get some Rappy heads from that, as well as one of the bigger items that you can get here is the Augmentation A plus 40%, which basically makes it so that you get an additional 40% chance of your augments actually working. And at a time like this, where X cubes are really rare to get, this is going to have a lot of value.
And the other big one is the Recruit L ticket, which basically guarantees that you'll get an item from the current Scratch. So, like, say you want to get the Hero Scarf, you can use that to get that accessory. Easy. Also, the Rappy Head accessory, it does change color depending on what your outerwear color is. which is really cool, but the yellow one just stays yellow.
Yep, and there are a lot of accessories like that. I recall back when they were doing the Shining Force collaboration way back on the Japanese server, there was one set of wings that was just brown, and then another set that would conform to whatever color you wanted it to be, based on your character's color.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so moving on, we have the PSO2 Day early gifts. So why don't you take this one?
Yeah. All right. So what is PSO2 Day? ARKS operatives from every branch of Fleet Oracle come together to celebrate PSO2 Day. On the second day of each month, players receive stat boosts that increase their odds in the game. And on the 22nd of every month, operatives with an active premium set, not expired, receive a special gift, along with the boost. So, March's early gift. Even though the open beta test is starting after March's PSO2 Day, we still want to reward every player this month. Users with an active premium set will get an extra prize. To receive the reward, simply log into the game on March 22nd, which is today, by the way. And by logging in today, you'll get 22 star gems, because it's the 22nd, har har. And if you log in with a premium set active, you'll get another 22 star gems.
Yep. Now, typically on the PSO2 Day, you also get a Tokyo bonus key of the gold variety, but unfortunately, because bonus key missions are not in the game yet, those obviously haven't been included yet.
Yep, because that would make people get to level 75 way too quickly. And I perfectly understand why the bonus keys and the bonus like the extra experience points feature quest isn't there yet in NA.
Yep.
They'll get there eventually once level cap gets up to where JP is currently.
Yep, definitely. And then that should be the point where we actually start to see those activate. Okay, so we had one more thing here for the closed beta test to open beta test conversion here. So basically, a couple of things have popped up related to the 500 AC that players are supposed to earn, as well as things that they may have potentially purchased during the closed beta test. For example, if you submitted a survey but didn't play during the closed beta test, from the opening of the open beta test on March 17th, 2020, until the start of our scheduled maintenance on March 31st, 2020, those that submit a survey during the closed beta test will have a second chance to earn 500 AC if they weren't able to meet the second requirement playing the closed beta test to receive the reward. In order to claim your 500 AC, one of the two scenarios below must apply. You submitted a survey during the closed beta test and played Phantasy Star Online 2 during the closed beta test. When open beta test begins, you will receive a ticket that can be used to obtain 500 AC. I got that when I logged in.
Yep, I got it as well.
And then the other scenario is you submitted a survey during the closed beta test but did not play Phantasy Star Online 2 during the closed beta test. If you log in at any time between the start of the open beta test of Phantasy Star Online 2 and the start of our scheduled maintenance on March 31st, you will receive a 500 AC ticket at the time of the official game launch. So not during the open beta test. It would be once the game actually launches.
So again, that makes it to where I wonder if the official launch is right after that scheduled maintenance on March 31st.
It could be.
It gives me that speculation.
It really does seem very specific that they're doing it on that date. I mean, April 1st, as I was saying to you during the pre-show, does have some significance related to Phantasy Star Online 2. But that's something that players will discover as they look at the dates that are going by in the story. So aside from that, there is also an item expiration date extension. So if you purchased or received any items of any of the items listed below during the closed beta test, the following extensions will be applied. So personal quarters use, the new expiration date will be 3 days after the start of the open beta test. We're already past that at this point. Extended storage 1 use, the new expiration date will be 30 days after the start of the open beta test. And then material storage, the new expiration date will be 30 days after the start of the open beta test.
Which I don't know how you would have gotten them since the SG shop wasn't available during the closed beta test.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that. I tried to see what I could purchase for like AC, and when it took me out to the Xbox store, there was just nothing there to purchase.
Yep.
So.
And the SG shop was grayed out, so.
Yep.
I don't know who would have gotten those then.
I don't know. They may just be covering in case something happened, that somebody found a way in.
Maybe. But another thing is, like, anytime there's a maintenance, if you have any of those things going on, they will extend the time depending on how long the maintenance was.
Yep.
So, say you have premium set active and it's set to expire April 24th at 4 p.m. And then they did an 8-hour long maintenance, or like a 12-hour long maintenance. So then it would expire the next day at 4 a.m. instead of 4 p.m. the previous day.
Yep. And we know that sometimes they just have to take the servers down for an emergency maintenance because something happened.
And they will compensate people for it.
Yep. Yeah, it is usually in the form of like a tri-boost or something like that if they do have to do an emergency maintenance. But that pretty much brings us to all the new guides that they put out over the last week or so here after the launch of the open beta here. So that pretty much covers everything, I think. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about today, Zance?
Not that I can think of. I mostly just want to get back into the game right now.
I completely agree. And I will probably be streaming on this channel a little bit later today, and not immediately here. I need to grab myself some lunch and such first.
Yep. And I'll be streaming over on my channel tomorrow. So.
Alrighty. And so that brings us to the end of our third episode. On behalf of Zance and myself, thank you for joining us today. Day has dawned. Have a great day, everyone.
See ya.